Welcome back to another rebuild here on Madden 25, and today we're going to be rebuilding my favorite team, the Green Bay Packers, a team that obviously had its growing pains last season, but still found enough of a stride near the end of the season to not only make the playoffs, but win 2 playoff games, and honestly, we're looking like the hottest team in the entire league. Fell short against the Niners because of a couple of dropped potential pick sixes. They already beat Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving at Detroit, so they could have easily ended up winning the championship round and going to the Super Bowl. Who knows? Would have been an insane story. It was still one season that exceeded pretty much every Packer fan's expectations, without a doubt. I would almost argue that this team isn't really a rebuild team, but a team that has been rebuilt and just needs a little bit of time to develop. But in Madden, that's a different story. In real life, Rasheed Walker is a guy that had a really good second half of the season, one of the better tackles in the league in the second half of the season, but because he's only normal development trade here as a 24-year-old in Madden, I don't know if he's going to be a long-term guy for us, which is why we are going to be rebuilding them. And of course, I always find a way to rebuild the Green Bay Packers like 45 times during the year, so just hang on tight. It's going to happen. Of course, looking at the rest of the offensive line, Josh Myers has definitely not panned out. It's almost like this team could have had, just some Creed Humphrey fella. Everyone in the league, every analyst ever was saying that he was the best center in the league, and Green Bay said, we're going to go Josh Myers. They missed quite a bit there. Would Creed Humphrey still even have been on the team at this point? I don't know, because we've been letting go a lot of players that cost a lot of money, so it might be irrelevant regardless. Elgton Jenkins, of course, the best offensive lineman on this team, the guy that's asked to do so much compared to any real offensive lineman in the league, and he's really good at it. Jordan Morgan, the tackle, but moving to guard because this is the best fit for him in game, I would say. Could end up making tackle for us next season. That might be the plan if Rasheed Walker is just not a guy that develops long term. And then Zach Tom, actually a really good tackle and just grew into his own. Just came from really the bottom all the way into a starter and not looking back. Honestly, the problem with Zach Tom is Green Bay doesn't know what to do with him because they have so much excitement for where he could play. They're like, he can play at center, he can be great there, left tackle, right tackle, we don't know what to do. It's kind of like Elgton Jenkins almost, but right now we're going to be having him at right tackle. He has star development trait. Luke Musgrave, he showed some promise, but then injuries became a problem, and that was kind of sidelined. We'll see what he can get up to in year 2. Tucker Kraft also had some moments as well, but yeah, injuries definitely plaguing the tight end room a little bit. And same with wide receiver. Romeo Doubs injured a bit, and Christian Watson really has struggled to stay healthy. Apparently in the offseason, he's fixed his hamstring issues, which if he is going to be fixed, he was a pretty big, deep threat weapon for this Green Bay Packers team, and we'll see if he can get right back to it. But this is definitely the unit that, even though it's technically underrated, is ironically one of the biggest talking points for this team because of people talking about how underrated it is. Jaden Reed's a really good wide receiver. Romeo Doubs is really good. He's one of the best spec catch receivers in the league. It's kind of crazy. Dontavion Wicks rated out as the best man coverage separator in the league. And then, of course, we know about Watson's speed, how we know about Bo Melton's speed. The run game. Aaron Jones was injured a lot. A.J. Dillon could not carry the load, and honestly, in preseason, didn't really look that great either. You could easily see Marshawn Lloyd as number 2 and even Emmanuel Wilson at 3. Maybe A.J. Dillon's the new fullback. I'm not 100% sure, but obviously the big name is bringing in Josh Jacobs, who obviously had a pretty bad year last year. He was injured. The passing game of the Raiders in general, the team itself, is kind of in shambles. So we're not going to really judge him based on that season. He's got all the potential in the world. Remember, he was the rushing yards leader at one point in time, and he's still really young. If he can get back to his prime ways, this offense is going to be filthy, especially with the man, Jordan Love, the big money man, who just got paid. Obviously, starting the season was not great. Second half of the season looked like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think even based on stats, actually was the best quarterback in the league in the second half of the year. But you also do kind of have realism talks about, was it too easy of a schedule in the second half? Maybe that's, kind of half the reason. Going to speed this up a little bit because I've been yapping because I love this team so much. You got the safeties. Bullard, the really good in Madden, specifically safety. Javon Bullard, 79 zone coverage, 87 hit power. He's got a little bit of speed. He looks great. Obviously, Xavier McKinney, another one of those big free agent names, was amazing for the Giants last year. He was basically elite. And, of course, the best safety Green Bay's had in quite some time. Then you move on to the linebackers. Quay Walker really hasn't lived up to that first-round hype yet, but when he shows those flashes, you're like, oh, okay, so he could be pretty damn good. As far as Edgerrin Cooper, kind of giving me Quay Walker vibes, ironically enough, but obviously touted as a pretty damn good prospect, and didn't have to go as high to get him. It was like middle of the second round rather than, in the first round. Hopper, he's just going to start because, honestly, Eric Wilson is just way too old to be anything long-term. Jair Alexander, some ups and some downs. When he's on, though, he is really elite. Stokes, he had a great rookie year, but that's really all we've seen. He's been injured ever since. Carrington Valentine, he's held his own as a boundary corner, and as a slot corner, I think he could easily be, perfectly fit at the number 3 spot. Keyshawn Nixon, return specialist. He's actually not a bad slot corner. D-line, Lucas Van Ness is going to start, who actually was okay last year despite only playing like half the snaps. Not because he was injured, but just because, well, Preston Smith is still Preston Smith. There's not a team in this league that wouldn't love to have him. Not as a starter, but just as really a backup. He is really good rotationally, and he can get the job done as a starter as well. He actually was pretty damn good last year. And speaking of pretty damn good, Rashawn Gary, he is obviously that franchise edge, and he really does prove it. He earned that money. He is really, really good. Kenny Clark, he's up and down as well, but considering he's really rarely ever had help, I think he's great. Devontae Wyatt showed some flashes. Carl Brooks showed some flashes, but in Madden, they're a little bit on the lower end overall-wise. Anyways, that's going to be the super deep dive into this roster. Let's head on into this thing where I think, honestly, pay attention to wide receiver, tight end, but really the main positional needs would be linebacker, DT, and O-line. And of course, trying to make sure that we don't go broke. Also, if you end up enjoying the video, maybe come back and leave a like. If you're new to the channel and you love franchise stuff, maybe subscribe, as we do a ton of franchise stuff, and looking to start our main offline franchise a little later today, so be on the lookout for that. And if you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR plays for non-Madden content. Let's get into this rebuild. I'm predicting a year 3 Super Bowl win, and we don't go anywhere else. That's my prediction. All right, we have $49 million, and do they actually have Jordan Love's contract in here? I freaking hope so, because if they do, then we can definitely manage the money we've got. I was thinking we have 49 mil, and we needed a contract for Jordan Love. As far as Eric Stokes goes, though, I gotta say, it's hard to say if he can be the long-term guy. He's like right on that edge of like, I would prefer if he was a year younger and I would make that signing. But you know what? Worst case scenario, he's a worthwhile the number 3. So 2-year 10, that's a steal for us, honestly. AJ Dillon, and it sucks because I love the dude in real life. I think he's a cool dude, and he just seems like a great person. But it's just, it doesn't look good. It really doesn't. I mean, it's just, I want to see more from a guy that's his size. I really do. Daniel Whelan, he had some moments. We'll sign him to a 3-year, probably 4.5, which I think is good for both sides, really. And then Quay will just pay, I don't know, he's an off ball, but he's playing outside. They might think he's an edge. I worry. Maybe I should do the 5th year. So I also imagine with his Jordan Love contract, I'm going to have to do some crazy restructuring, no? How does that work? Like, I don't want to pay $74 million into 2028, which I imagine by 2028 in real life, the salary cap will have exploded so much that that will be high. But for quarterback cap hits, we're not going to see anywhere near under 50 for most guys. And we're having a really, really bad season, despite the fact that I don't see it. I think this team should be way better than it's looking right now. We end up finishing the season with a win, going 7-10. What? I got to see what just happened to the Bears. They're 1-16. The Bears are 1-16. I thought I did something. I thought I, accidentally, destroyed Caleb Williams somewhere. I don't know how this is possible. The Packers, the Bears in game, especially with their potential, are like a top 10, top 15 team. How is this team 1-16? I thought we had it bad at 7-10. Oh my EA, please. And yes, of course, technically JJ McCarthy's still healthy in this realm, so 9-8 would be potentially possible. But 8-9 for the Lions, 9-8 for the Vikings. What are we doing? Of course, we'll end up with a top-tier draft pick, but it's not really a draft pick we need. It really isn't. So we're probably going to keep the schemes like they are, but if it looks really bad to start next year, I have to change him. I really do. I have no choice. Jacobs was great, though. Looking at Jordan Love, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 3,600 yards. This would be an uh-oh moment. Of course, passer rating's great and all. This would be an uh-oh moment. Did we sell? Of course, Jordan Love, I mean, that money is astronomical. I don't know how his agent pulled that off. If it's just like the fact that Green Bay is wanting to play it safe, quarterback's the toughest position to get, and he showed enough to where, like, okay, if he plays like he just played, we gotta strap him down now. We keep our jobs for the next 3 years minimum. But you let him walk, you're probably fired, right? But astronomical money for not a whole lot of sample size. This would be an uh-oh moment. As far as rushing goes, Jacobs, 1,384 yards, 13 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs was amazing. Watson was pretty good. Reed was decent. Musgrave wasn't great. And then Wicks, who I think is going to be the guy to explode this year, did not have a great year because you can't really spread the ball around as much like you can in real life. O-line outside of Walker was pretty good. And then defensively, Edgerrin Cooper had a Rookie of the Year type season based on tackles alone. Devontae Wyatt cooked. Edge was laughably bad. And we actually did have the proper 4-3 defense. Anders Carlson, that would be a great year for him, which is saying something because this Packers kicking battle has looked horrible. Whelan was obviously pretty good. MVP goes to Mr. Mahomes as far as the NFC awards go. McCarthy was the offensive Rookie of the Year. And somehow Fisk beat Cooper at 150 tackles. I got to see what his season was like. Must have had a ton of sacks. Love's numbers, though, were good enough to get him number 3 for the NFC at least. Jacobs number 3 for the NFC as well. Wide receiver Dobbs at 8. O-line at number 10. D-line obviously not on the list outside of maybe Wyatt. DB no. Or linebacker no. DB no. And then kicker at number 3. I want to see Fisk. I still can't believe the season that the Bears had specifically. A 1-16 season. Like, that is rare in general to see a bad season like that. Usually they go 2-15, 3-14. Fisk did have a pretty damn good year in fairness. But 1-16 is astronomically bad. Like, it's literally like franchise experiment forcing sim losses bad. It's really that rare. I promise you. Unless you're... Yeah, it is. It's just so rare. Chiefs don't make the Super Bowl. The Ravens versus the Cowboys, though. Super fun. Never seen that matchup before. New Madden, kind of. Not new results. Which, once again, in fairness, the Cowboys have just historically blown opportunities when they've had great teams. So, it kind of makes sense that they're always so good in Madden, yet they don't really do anything in real life. But we have a bunch of new messages. I usually take a look at the end of season storylines. The other ones, I think they're just too convoluted. There's too much fluff. But these ones, you usually get attributes if you do it. But you can see, who do you want to upgrade? Christian Watson's great. Jordan Love is the franchise. So obviously there's no choice but to upgrade Jordan Love. If I have a chance to upgrade Jordan Love to 4 in medium accuracy, I'm going to do that, you know? Coach, they told me you wanted to talk to me. Brokey. That's what I would say. What are you focusing on during off-season workouts? That money. I mean, he doesn't really need to focus on that. He's juiced. Accuracy all over the field, throwing on the run and play action. Sounds good. Let's see this. I know better than you, $55 million man. See what he says. Oh, never mind. It'll impress your teammates. No one expects you to do that. Just think of the views on social media. This is good. In real life, this is good. There's a lot of people that are like, Jordan Love is a one-hit wonder. This is the one. I don't agree. I'll let you know. Okay, I don't really care, to be honest, Jordan. Now I'm on LaFleur's side. Coach, I want to touch base with you about off-season workouts. See, yeah, these are the ones you definitely want to look at. Oh, absolutely, Jacobs. Walker might not even be on the team next season, or at least not a starter. Give up 13 sacks. He's normal dev. That's enough for me. I mean, I don't need to list anything else more. See what Josh Jacobs is about. Did he just do a shake his head like, no, you didn't, Josh. No, you didn't come up in here being respectful. Work on speed. Ooh. I'm doing that one. He's a little on the slower side. What can I say? And I'm just think of the views. I don't know if Josh Jacobs is a views guy, is he? This one's good. You don't think making you faster would increase how good you are? See, that's just ignorance. Even if you don't agree with, like, us doing speed, that's just ignorance, okay? Oh my god. Can we just, like, skip all this? I just skipped right through it, but you know what? I actually agree with that anyways. Lucas has time. He might not be the franchise. Rashawn Gary, 100% the franchise, getting up there in age. John Gary. All right, let's see it. Pass rush moves, getting out of blocks, just getting better at being a defensive end. I agree. I think it sounds great. I'll let you know how much I improve at the start of the year. So we'll also get to see the difference between like just agreeing with they're doing and letting them be them and wanting us to do things but getting the wrong motivation, which of course is just completely random. I hope they don't actually care about that. Next month's make a splash and upgrade the roster. Make sure to win the draft. There's no specific plan. I mean, just win the draft. I'm going to start skipping these ones, though. This one's stupid as hell. It's like, hey, draft a god somehow? It's like, I don't know how this is possible. This one at least is doable, but let's time I have a top 3 pick. Even then, I don't believe we're going to get an 80+. I think that's pretty damn dumb, to be honest, that they added that one, or shouldn't have added such a high requirement. And no retirements for us. We're chilling. Did our contracts. Let's honestly head right to the offseason. Although I still want to do this 5th-year option because I think Quay's going to ask for $1 billion, and I don't have $1 billion. And honestly, now I'm starting to think that maybe we actually do need a little more than I thought. Because you definitely need DT. As much as Devontae Wyatt was great for us here, he's 27. He's normal. Linebacker, if Quay's asking for over 20 per, I can't pay that. Center we need. Another offensive lineman we need. Left tackle. Linebacker we need. We need some things. Just a few. We also need to look at if we had any DevOps. Damn it, not team salaries. Idiot. Stupid. Idiot. All right, here we are. DevOps. See what we got. No DevOps on offense. No. Stop lying to us. Romeo Dobbs, star development trade. A guy that almost never gets a DevOp for me. We love to see this. Not bad. Looking good. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball, if they allow me to, and find that Edgerrin Cooper is now a superstar development trade player, and no one else has joined him. I really thought Devontae Wyatt might have, but fair enough. Edgerrin Cooper goes up in dev, 1 rookie of the year, not a shock. But yeah, I still think corner probably, maybe. Wyatt DT for sure, outside linebacker for sure, and then looking at the offensive side of the ball, left tackle, center, maybe wide receiver, but I think it's a little early. It's weird. Like, I say wide receiver because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. I really, truly believe that Watson's going to need to be replaced, and Wicks probably won't develop because he's at best a number 3/4 with this amount of talent on the team. So you would need a third at some point, but yeah, for right now, we're fine. This is actually not really that hard of a rebuild team, but it's still my beloved Green Bay Packers. My lovely little cheeseheads. So I still want to save some money because I want to pay Quay if possible. But Ryan Kelly as like a 1-year option because Josh Myers is not that great would not be a bad move. I think Ryan Kelly would love to come here. He has a choice between Minnesota or Green Bay. That's always the case. It's always between those two teams. It's kind of crazy. Not as crazy, though, as the regressions we've been seeing from like skill position players. DeAndre Hopkins, 83 speed after 1 season. It's kind of crazy. But, yeah, looking at some of the other positions, I doubt we're going to be able to fill what we need. And if we do, it's going to be really old players like Ryan Kelly. And Ryan Kelly decides not to join either of us. For once, the NFC North is united as us and the Vikings hate the Commanders. Neither of us get Ryan Kelly. Of course, I was only offering a 1-year deal because he's older. Maybe I should have offered the 2-year deal. I don't know, but on to the draft. Here we are in the draft with pick 8 overall. We had a couple of cornerbacks. We even had an edge rusher, but the problem is don't really need an edge rusher too badly, and the 2 cornerbacks that I was kind of mainly looking at are gone anyways. This is a good draft if you needed a quarterback, but unfortunately we don't need one. We have a tight end who is 2 to 3 projection, but a talent grade of 1 to 2. One of the guys I was really looking at was it, I don't even know his name, Humphrey I think it was? I'm pretty sure it was Humphrey, who has A play rec, A tackle, A block shed, and B power move. And then for corners, we actually have other corners too. We don't even really need to go for the guys that we did have on our list. I will say Feeney looks pretty damn good, but Holloman, a 2 to 3 grade with a top 5 talent. I think he's worth taking. So realistically, I think what we're going to do is trade down to like 18 to 20 range, grab Humphrey, and then grab Holloman. I might even trade up for Holloman just to make sure, because 2 to 3, I have seen them go in the top 10, and I wouldn't want to risk it. So pick 8 overall is not going to actually be used on a player themselves, but a trade down to, like I said, somewhere around 18 to 20. They haggled the hell out of me. We get pick 18 and we get 50, but we also had to trade a 5th and a 7th this year with a 6th next year. Really was already owed about a 4th round pick without giving them anything, but honestly, I'm willing... Why are they showing that? I don't want that. But honestly, I just wanted the trade down, and realistically, I get my second round pick. I still likely, I'm pretty sure, get my my defensive tackle that I wanted, which there he is, Humphrey, we do. Lonnie Humphrey, huge player, by the way, 6'5", 310, looks amazing. If he isn't hidden dev, I'm going to feel straight up scammed. And his grade, well, oh, this is going to be bad. He's 25 in true talent. We took him in 18. That might just be the reason why the grade's down. Oh, he's still hopefully really good. A lot of A's can't be wrong. I mean, they very well can be. Let's go to the next round. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go to pick 1 in, well, not pick 1, pick 32 technically. Either way, I'm going to trade up to the Broncos here and guarantee myself that cornerback. We're going to trade in a 5th this and a 6th next year to move up those 7, 8 spots-ish, which, of course, we're going to be using on the cornerback, Holloman, who also happened to be, I believe, 6'4". This guy's going to be a super steal, and I really hope he is hidden dev. Looks amazingly athletic. Be hidden. What do we get? Is this a gem? Is that what it means? Because it didn't show us... They didn't show the last one. Cool, I want to move on. A+! 4th ranked player, hidden dev! Oh, did we land a goon? Does he have NFL speed? Instinctive zone corner. Shows good body control to stay in phase in man coverage. We cooked. Maybe that is. Maybe they show you gems automatically, even if you have the presentation on off, which I do, by the way. Who let me cook? Scouted further that, man, I really want that tight end, but we really don't need him. He is so good, though. He's 6'6" with a 4.55 speed. Luke Musgrave still has potential. Man, but, like, I think the Packers lately have also been doing this where they just take a guy they think is going to be very good. They don't care the position. If they really like 2 tight ends, they're going to take 2 tight ends. As much as I like Musgrave, he's 24 now, he's still normal. I'm taking Caleb Elliott. If he's normal, I'm going to feel dumb, though. Wait. Hold on. Okay, he's hidden dev. 88 speed. Little lacking in the jumping. We took a 24th in true talent, but at 50... What do you mean? He's a basketball player. Why is he a B-? He's great. He's goated. All right, let's move on to the next pick, which could easily be offensive lineman. It could easily be linebacker. We do not have another 3rd, which really sucks. I'm not sure where we're going to... Actually, it might not be a lineman, because I think they might help. Yeah, they're all gone. No, everybody's gone. Even the linebackers are out of here, dude. That's crazy. This guy's athletic, but he looks so raw. He's going to be so ass. I can't. Yeah, I mean, these guys look like trash. They look like booty. I don't want them. Do I take a chance on a 23-year-old? Like, this is, like, so out of my realm. It's unbelievable. This is going to ruin 23-year-olds for me forever. I'm doing it, Joey Byers. C+, please. Okay. Redeemed. 23-year-olds. I was so desperate. Man, this is sounding like I'm not even talking about the game anymore. Very desperate. I was willing to nail anything I could see in sight. And we nailed ourselves a 23-year-old. And even though I don't need a DT, there's a nose tackle type. B block shed, B tackle. I'm going to grab him. Why not? Grade was B-. And it's hidden. Okay. We had to pivot, and pivot we did. Very well, may I add. I gotta be honest. This has been the most yelling / screaming I've done in a long time. 23-year-olds, man. I'm telling you. Didn't have another draft. I really thought we had one in the 6th. I guess not. Take a look at the draft recap. See how we fared. Oh, wow. That corner was goated by... Oh, okay. Maybe we don't talk about 23-year-olds ever again. That guy was terrible. Lonnie Humphrey, normal dev. Kind of sucks that he's normal, but he's really good. He's really good. He's going to be DT1. DT2, I mean. I don't know why I said DT1. We have literally Kenny Clark. Speaking of Kenny Holloman, the 6'4", 21-year-old with 81 man coverage. Super athletic. Hit power is solid. Catching's good enough. Let's take a look at the dev. He was a top 5, apparently. Number 4 in true talent. Damn, only star dev. But still, cornerback 2. We've got ourselves a goon squad. Elliott, I think, is automatic starter, and it's crazy because Luke Musgrave is the guy I've been hyping up for you guys, at least in a Madden standpoint, for so long, because he's 6'6", super fast, but I think Elliott automatically starts. What's that dev? Damn, can I just have one superstar plus, please? Just one? The DT's a nose tackle. I don't really care too much because he's not going to start. Byers has like every trait known to man except for good overall. And because he's hidden dev, he's automatically our left outside linebacker. You want to be special? He probably wants to be, but he wasn't. Either way, I think we had a pretty good draft. It's just linebacker. I got to see these linebackers. Like, did they all go? I had McDaniels and Brooks, and of course they both went. Tell me they're both hidden because I want to feel great about myself. Nice. 73 overall hidden. Super fun. Let's see the next one. Brooks. Yay! And here we go. Josh Jacobs. I worked on position-specific drills, and the trainer said my morale had a lot to do with my progress, and I'm assuming your personality type did too. Definitely. Okay. Oh, damn. 3 to trucking and juke move, a 5 to ball carrier vision, and 6,000 XP. Was Josh Jacobs the one we said, do what you got to do, brother? No, we told him to do speed. So even with a bad one, he did pretty well. Then Jordan Love, this is another one where we said you're an idiot and you should do what we say. And he's like, nah, bruh, I'm doing what I want to do. I streamed every workout, but got distracted a lot and made decent progress. Your player gained a medium amount of XP from their workouts and increased their ratings based on their med gain. Did it show how much we got, though? Kind of want to see that. So he was distracted while streaming. If I would have said, hey, your followers would love this, would he have not been distracted? I don't understand that. Either way, it was not a bad not a bonus, bad bonus. 3,000 XP is great. 1 deep, 1 medium, 1 short. That's fine. I mean, we would have loved more, but that's fine. So we had ourselves a pretty ugly season, but we are coming back stronger than ever with Romeo Doubs, who is now star development trade. Elliott, who has a higher ceiling than Musgrave because he's slightly younger and already has star dev. Jordan Love's now an 85 overall on the defensively. Humphrey, we're hoping for a breakout because he is normal dev, but very, very high of an overall. 76 overall now at a DT spot. Byers, it was a bad pick start to finish, but at least he is hidden, I suppose. And then Holloman was by far our biggest addition in the offseason. Going to be rocking the same playbooks just because I want to see if maybe it was an outlier season, but if it's as bad as it was before, we might have to improve to something similar. I'm not really sure what that entails, but something. Off to a pretty bad start at 1-2, but to put in perspective of like how random and like I would say, research doing EA is. There was a challenge recently that the interviewer was like, how do you do better at stopping the run? Something about stopping the run, and the options were to promise allowing 50 yards per game rushing or 75 yards per game rushing or less. To put that in perspective, 17 times 75 equals 1275. Last year in real life, the number 1 run defense in the league, which ended up being the Chicago Bears, allowed 1468. So they want me to do 200 yards better than the league's very best run defense. Like, can we just do a little research? Just like a tiny bit? The year before that, it was 1307 with the Titans, still wanting me to do better than that. The year before that, 1436. The year before that, let's take a look at this. Year before that, it's 1289. Still higher than what they're wanting me to do. Like, there was an option to do 50. I mean, like, what are we doing? These challenges are too hard. I'm just going to skip all the storylines unless they're the end of the season ones. It's just stupid. It's just, there's no point. Also, that was only preseason that we were 1-2, but we're already off to an 0-1 start anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's probably going to be even worse than 1-2. Now, this is a goal I think can happen. 6 catches and 50 yards. I'm not saying he will get it, Dontavian Wicks. Oh, it's Wicks. Oh, he's definitely not going to get it. Never mind. Rip. Although it's to increase his dev trade, I might have to push him into the lineup. And despite only needing 6 catches and 50 yards, he fails it as wide receiver 1. And Quay Walker's actually not asking for a lot. It's a lot of years, but money-wise, we can afford that. 6 year 72 is perfectly fine. That's a really good contract. Romeo Doubs, he looks like he's the real deal, so I'm going to do a 4-year deal. Even in real life, if he played like he has been the whole time, you'd still get more than that because the wide receiver market's crazy. But yeah, money has already become an issue. It is already at our front door. I would say it's probably Jordan Love's contract doing that. But Zach Tom looks like he's a free agent. And even if we had money, 20 mil per is a lot. Watson, he's gone. We talked about it. At some point we thought we would lose him. Rasheed Walker's a really good tackle, but he's going to be gone because You know, we can't afford him. He is normal dev, so it doesn't really help his case. But yeah, we're broke already. Suck it out with the playbooks, and if we win this game, I think we're in the postseason, which we we win. Nice. We won a lot of games in a row. I think 3 or 4, which is awesome. I'll take a look at the storyline because we did make the playoffs. What do we got? See the video that's going around? Oh, you didn't do the thing. Yes, I didn't have the best run defense in the last 5+ years. Mind you, this is only the 3rd season technically in game now that there was 17 game seasons. And by last 5, I mean last 5 real life. So last like 6 or 7. But yes, true. The fact that they even had a challenge. Oh, Jacobs, #1 running back as well for yards. The fact that they even had one that's like 75 yards or 50 yards per carry per game. It's like, what do you want? You want an NFL record-setting defense? Really? Small task, right? Jordan Love, better season, but still the yards are a little lower than I'd like. But that's pretty similar to what Jordan Love did in real life. Just like I said, the yards. Jacobs was amazing. Could go to X Factor. Dobbs, probably not good enough for superstar, but it's a good season. Watson, I kind of wish it was Wicks now that we were developing, but Jaden Reed has been decent. Elliott had his, better season than Musgrave did, so that's good. Blocking, Morgan was amazing. Jenkins is pretty good. Ryan was actually pretty damn good, too. Tackles were iffy. Looks like we're about to lose them as well. D-line, the edge, even in a 4-3, we're seeing nothing. EA, stop. Stop being bad. Stop. 1 sack for a 94 power move guy. Who made this? Okay, it's not even, the game's like barely technically even out. I've got to stop. I need to be like everyone else that does videos. 1 sack for Rashawn Gary. Let's look at the awards. Look at these awards. No, but really, why? Why do you do this to me? Humphrey missed him. Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Barkley, how many touchdowns did he have? Because we had the #1 yards. It's all about them touchdowns, in fairness, but still. We got to the playoffs. That's a win. I mean, our 90 overall edge rusher had 1 total sack on the season, but yay, we've done it. The Vikings also made the playoffs, so a little bit less spectacular. Wait, did they finish 9-8 or 10-7? 9-8, I feel like we've been scammed. Nice, 9-8. I mean, it's the NFC, baby. NFC has been slacking, but here we are, 88 overall to 85. We're a pretty good team. Is that J.J. McCarthy at Superstar? I'm going to the Vikings scheme. Don't care. I'm really not, though, because we actually did make 10-7 season. It was not a bad year offensively. It's just those sack numbers. I've been struggling so much in Madden with those damn sack numbers, even in a 4-3. 7-all, not a bad start for us. 14-7, 20. Nope, not 21-7. We failed to score, even though we had a great opportunity. 17-7, up 10. Say, the regular season, the sacks sucked, but the defense just cooked here. We stopped a very strong Vikings offense. Barely, almost choked it at the end, to 24 points. It was less than that. Maybe we were just playing off. I don't know. But let's take a look at the numbers. Both quarterbacks, super similar. The same percentage, 3 yards in difference, the same touchdowns, same picks. They just had a few more deeper plays than us. They got it done a little bit quicker. Jones versus Jacobs. Jones, the former Packer. Neither were really good, if we're going to be honest. Receivers, Jefferson, he's great. Watson did pretty well. Reed and Dobbs did pretty good. It's a team effort, and this team proved to be a good team. Very profound words from me. Defensive line, Humphrey with 1.5 sacks. Picks, McKinney and Dallas Turner, of all players, getting picks. And that is pretty much it for that. But we made the playoffs, and we got a playoff win. Bit of a turnaround from top 10 in the draft to this. And, of course, we still have work to do in the draft. Don't get me wrong. We need 2 offensive linemen, debatably 3. That's our whole draft class already, by the way. Keep in mind. And then we still need a linebacker. And there's probably something else as well. Maybe wide receiver for the future. Storyline, new. You want me to allow -10 passing yards per game, huh? Want me to allow 150 yards passing per game? Is that what it is? Their DT will cause problems for a center. Good to know. I mean, everyone causes problems for a center. I know statistically that's actually untrue, but he is a really low overall. Let's see what we got. You're playing the Buccaneers in film study this morning. We talked about how Vita Vea. Oh, yeah, he'll cause problems already. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about Vita Vea, let's talk about run block power then. And he's good at pass rushing too, but more run block power. That's just for 1 game. Man, I thought Vita Vea was going to long-term boost us. Either way, we're now an 88 overall with 89 defense. Let's see if we can beat the Buccaneers. Not a tough schedule so far. I said year 3 Super Bowl win, and I know if the interviewer heard me say that, they'd punch me in the nose for lying to them. But 7-all, 10-7, 14-10, 14-17, still 14-7, 14-20, 20-20. What a game this is. 27-20 looks pretty good. I should slow some this. It doesn't matter. They're the 2. They're scoring this touchdown. 1 minute left. Can the offense do it? Running on a clock. Are we kicking a field goal? Did we run out of time? I didn't see if we had any timeouts. I pray we didn't. You always want to kick here. Yeah, always kick. Always kick. I mean, our kicker wasn't going to hit it from 57, 58 anyways, but, you know, better than nothing. End of the game. They get a touchdown. We got to get a touchdown back. We did not go for 2, which is debatable. Was that a pick? It was a penalty. 15 yards, by the way. Oh, and that'll be the game. 3rd and 9. Could do it. 4th and 4, and they're going to win the game. Unfortunately, we lose in the divisional round against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Personally, I didn't think they'd have the overall for it, but, you know, every quarterback's putting up a ridiculous passer rating up against us. Josh Jacobs was okay, but he had, 3.9 yards per carry. Watson's been amazing. I'm not really sure why he's deciding to do really, really well after we're, admitting we have to get rid of him, but he has. It seems like the pick that Jordan Love threw was the difference. Anyways, we fall short. I wanted to go to the Super Bowl week, and they wouldn't let me go there. It's going to be the Buccaneers at least representing the Super Bowl. Make me feel like, hey, you took our spot, and it was for something. Rookie of the year, not us, so I don't really even care. Plus, we already seen them anyways. Let's take a look at one of the Super Bowl. Figure out who was against as well, who was on each side. And the winner is the Chiefs over the Buccaneers. Get a little bit of revenge. At least the Buccaneers took our thing to the thing. You know what I mean? Press conference, what is this going to be? The more crap press conferences I see, though, the more likely I just start ignoring, like, all of these next few months. What do we got? Oh, my God. I'm just going to say there's no plan, dude. We're happy with our talent. What's the morale going to go down? Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? You get back. For one, we would not be taking these questions from that punk-ass B ever again, because they're literally putting us in corners. Those are like TMZ freaking paparazzi level, like cornering corners questions. But yeah, I mean, I guess I have no choice but to say playoffs or bust. Jacobs does go to X Factor, which is really clutch because he's now 28 years old. What else do we have for offense? No dev up for Dobbs or Watson. Thought there was a chance at least for Romeo. And then looking at the defensive side of the ball, we see 0 dev ups to my knowledge, which is wow. Byers is 78-87 overall. Yeah, there's something in the game. I'm not really sure what it is, but if you're a really low ass overall, you get a bunch of points for upgrades. Look at that upgrade. 23 upgrade points. I don't know what this is. There's got to be a new, like, thing in the game. I don't know what it is, though. Oh, to be fair, maybe that was like end of the season XP that was all used at once, or we got like a big boost for, oh yeah, 18,972 for 100 tackles in a season. Okay, so you actually have some really crazy XP goals, and you also get defensive player of the week. Yeah, player of the week. Nice. Okay, so it's not as crazy as I thought, but it's still, I mean, hell of a year. I mean, with those XP goals, maybe 23-year-old, 24-year-olds, they're not off limits anymore. Which, once again, sounds really sus. I mean, it's up to age, but it still sounds weird. So, kind of glance through this. It's weird. Do you recommend he changes number 1 motivation? I don't want you to change. I want you to care about being a starter. I want you to care about winning. I want you to care more about winning championships. Okay, coach, I feel like... Okay, sweet. So, we changed his motivation, which is actually kind of a cool feature. I actually think that's kind of cool. He wanted a state with no income tax, which, I mean, hey, join the club, bucko. But we ended up changing him to wanting to win championships, which I suppose technically better chance of that happening than no state income tax. All of a sudden, money has decided to spawn in our bank account, which is sweet. But I also don't believe that's going to change our game plans. If Rasheed Walker's ask was the same as Zach Tom, sure. But this is a lot of money. I mean, I can't, dude. I just know money is going to be a problem if I offer that contract. We're losing Zach Tom, Christian Watson, and Mr. Rasheed Walker. I have no choice. I need to save that money. I know I will need to. I've done this rodeo too many times. I'm not doing it again. $34 million, like I said, I want to save money if I can. Brock Purdy, an X Factor, is a free agent. We need offensive line, but unless we see somebody actually, like, on the cheaper side, I probably will ignore the position. But yeah, that's really, you know, 3 offensive linemen we're needing, which is crazy, by the way. Maybe I should have went with Rasheed Walker. 3 offensive linemen, and surprisingly, though, to be fair, we don't need a linebacker. Byers actually cooked up like crazy. And it's so hard for me not to bring David Bakhtiari back, but remember all the times he was taking a lot of money and not playing. Remember those times. Remember those times. But also remember it's technically not his fault, so don't blame him. But at the same time, I kind of want to. Now, like I said, I do like the fact that players are kind of regressing at that 30-year-old range, but I will say DT, those types of positions, do tend to last a little longer. I prefer this regression at 30 was a little less harsh, but at the same time, I'm not going to change anything. Maybe I drop the regression sliders by 10% each. Maybe at like specific positions, I guess, and maybe not 10% each. Safety, quarterback, tight end, DT. I think maybe that would be fair. DT edge. I don't know. But for this rebuild, I'm not going to. Let me know what you guys think, because I feel like that's a bit harsh, no? Like Superstar Dev dropping that 25 overalls at 30. Maybe. I don't know. I still feel like it's a little harsh. What about Rashawn Gary? Is he regressing? I mean, he kind of should, considering he played like crap. He's 28 now, so he should be fine still for a little bit. 90 block shed, 94 power move. 1 sack, by the way. 1. We're in the draft. We find ourselves with pick 26. Made the playoffs. Won a playoff game. Sold in the divisional round. Don't really have too much we necessarily need unless we're looking deep into the future, which I think is always a dangerous thing to do. Edmonds, I didn't really actually scout this guy. I didn't really scout anyone in the first round, to be honest, because for the most part, like I said, I don't really need too much. We have a wide receiver here who's 6'5". Maybe you go that route, but, I mean, is it not too early? We have a good wide receiver 1 and 2. I scouted this guy just because, like I said, I wanted to have somebody there at wide receiver in case that's the route I went, but I don't think we actually need a wide receiver. Offensive lineman, we have Holcomb and Moreland who look really good, so I might move down to round 3, or round 2, pick 10, grab Mr. Moreland, and then, of course, grab Holcomb in the 3rd, early 3rd, late 2nd, whatever it is. I think that's going to be the trade. We're going to trade again. We're going to trade down again. I know some people are going to be like, oh, he's trading out. It's a new Madden. He's doing it again. But, you know, I'm going to trade down to 49, maybe make a trade up from there. You know what? I'm fine. I got a lot of 3 to 4 linemen. I'll just take whoever's there in the next round. And maybe that guy's still there. Pick 49 and pick 58. We'll definitely be taking the 3 to 4 at 58. Let's see if the other guy's there at round... Ooh, Falk's still there. I didn't really know a lot about him, but I know he's really... Ooh. Tell me Moreland's gone. Of course Moreland's still there. I do need O-line way more than wide receiver, though, don't I? We have a 3 to 4. We don't know how good he is. We have a day 3. Ah, man, this is kind of tough. I'm going to trade up, probably, for Moreland. I think Falk's too good to pass. I'm taking Caleb Falk. He's too good. He's an A+. True. He's normal dev, though. Damn. True talent level 3, though, in true value. Speed, A+. I do agree with that. Speed. I think that was a good pick. He's our new wide receiver 3, I think. And then we're going to trade up with the Bills to get Moreland. If we're going to at least get 2 linemen, and then we have to get some veteran linemen to start, that's fine. Because that wide receiver, I just couldn't pass on him. And, I mean, they're basically telling me I wasn't wrong. Let's actually see if we can do 90 and 122. Oh, damn, it's not even close. What about a second round? A whole second round next year. Okay, let's relax with that. Second round next year, 4th this year? Damn, son. Can we do anything to get this trade? Evan Williams is a pretty damn good backup. 73 overall. Still had 2 years left in his contract, but I need this lineman pretty badly. Gonna be a little disappointed, though, if Moreland isn't as good as they're saying he is. It says 1 to 2. I'm willing to take that chance. Okay, Kevin Moreland, who is... Oh, God, he's a B-. They did show the podium, though. He's heading. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Right? Why are they saying B- there? He's literally 4 spots higher in true talent than where we took him, which means we took a steal, technically. Maybe not the greatest steal of all time, but it's still a positive net gain. And then this one, it might be a little early, but I'm going to end up going to Holcomb. Mr. Josh Holcomb, a lot of A's. Little low in the strength, can't lie. He was also a B-, a 40 true talent, and also hidden development trait. And our next pick is at 26 in the 3rd round. We have a day 3 center, so let's move on to the next round and potentially take that guy. That would be 3 offensive linemen with a wide receiver. That would be a pretty good draft, I think. Is he there? He is. Is he worth it, though? Jerry Williams, A awareness, B impact, A pass block. That run block's bad. But honestly, I have no other choice. He looks good enough. Please be hidden. He is also B-, 45 as well. Hidden dev as well. We finished the offensive line. Don't get me wrong, the wide receiver is a little disappointing because obviously, oh wow, our next pick's in the 7th round. We're going kicker, dude. I'm sick of Anders, even though he's actually not played that well in Sim. It's just a low overall. He hasn't played that poorly in Sim, I should say, but he is a low overall. But yeah, 3 offensive linemen, and even though he's normal, what seems to be a good offensive wide receiver, as opposed to the defensive wide receivers that you've been hearing about. So we can see the accuracies from here, and then, of course, he's the only guy that doesn't have power as his style, though. Now we have a choice between Schaffer and Redmond. Both have C accuracy, and both have, I guess we'll go with awareness, both have good kick power. Redmond, who was a C-, normal dev. You know what? We do have pick 26 in the 7th. This Packers team has been so troubled at that position. I'm going to take a look at fullback real quick, but I think that they've been so troubled that why not take both? Probably both going to suck, but let's see. Dennis Schaffer, C+. That could actually mean hidden. It's not, but he is higher kick power, I guess. He also looks like a 50-year-old in the mob. Who do we owe money to? Jesus. That was scary. Draft recap. Let's take a look. What do we got? 77. Oh, wow, the wide receiver was really good. 73, 74, 73, 69, 67. Caleb Polk, the 77 overall wide receiver. This team's got a trio of wide receivers again. 87 spec catches. Great. Obviously athletic. Great juke move. Pretty good wide receiver 3. And then offensive line-wise, I wish I could see how tall they were from here, but the tallest guy plays tackle, I suppose. Moreland, 6'3". I imagine that gets beat. Jordan Morgan might play left tackle for us, or maybe he goes to right tackle. I don't know. Wow, are they all short, actually? Is it the center that's the tallest? There's no freaking way. Okay, so I guess the 6'3" guy plays right tackle, which we can get away with, and then Jordan Morgan moves over to left tackle. That's our only option. Let's take a look at his dev. Since I've got to change his position anyways. Right tackle, dev is superstar. Okay. Nice. We drafted a superstar lineman. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And then Josh Holcomb, we need a right guard. I guess we could place Elton Jenkins at tackle instead, but we've already made up our mind. Let's take a look at the dev of Holcomb. Star dev, kind of expected it. Center could be superstar for all we know, but I am not going to be moving his position, so I'm not going to change his, check his dev. I'll check his dev. Why the hell not? Jerry Williams. Let's take a look at that dev trait, which is star development. Then the kickers, I mean, can we see their accuracy without actually going in? Oh my god, I should have just went in. It's so slow anyways. It's all the way over. Yeah, I mean, Schaffer technically is better because he's 1 kick power higher. Oh, but from Wisconsin, you gotta let him have it, dude. I'm sorry, Schaffer, but you've gotta go. I offered Luke Musgrave up to the Buccaneers, who need a tight end for a 3rd-round pick. I don't really want him to be in the division, but they took it, and I'm running with it. Here we go, Season 3, 87 overall, Jordan Love, X Factor Jacobs. Elliott's now a 78 overall, and we have a brand new center all the way through to the right tackle spot. Jordan Morgan moves to left tackle, which is probably what the whole plan is in general. Romeo Dobbs is an 84, Reed is an 84, and we got Falk, the new wide receiver 3, who has been eating a lot of cannolis. Look at the defense. Linebackers actually don't look too bad. Byers glowed up hard. He went up 11 overalls, I believe. Bullard, 83 overall. He's looking pretty good, too. McKinney's season or like ceiling seems to be reached, and he's only going to get worse from here, I think. Regression might be a little too high. I don't know. Or me. It's weird because I feel like players are progressing too high, but then you look at once they become 28, 29, they fall off a cliff. Also, when did Humphrey become star? Was that last season? I don't really pay attention to this. I don't even think I mentioned his dev up, but hey, star dev, we'll take it. Should have won Rookie of the Year, didn't. That's fine. That's okay. It's all right. But going forward, we need a new DT1 because Kenny Clark's going to regress even harder again. Lucas Van Ness might need to be replaced if he doesn't play well. McKinney could be replaced soon enough. And then financially wise, there might be some players that could become a problem, especially Elton Jenkins, who's also, in fairness, I think 30 now. Wait, I think, I don't know who the hell that is. It's not Romeo Dobbs, but Romeo Dobbs is now a superstar dev. Wait. Oh, he didn't dev. No way. So he had a breakout chance. He needed 100 yards and 4 catches. I think he did it in less than 4 catches. Oh, he had the catches, but not the yards. They messed up. They said he had the yards, but he had the catches, not quite the yards. Oh, that hurts. Could have been superstar. 101 million we have to spend, but we also have some big names to re-sign. Jair Alexander, Jaden Reed, Lucas Van Ness, Eric Stokes, debatably. Elton Jenkins, debatably. Dontavion Wicks. I think we have Falk now, so we don't need him. But the big question mark is Lucas Van Ness worth it? Has he actually shown something this year? We ended up going with the Buffalo Bills scheme because it's been somewhat good for us. And he's actually having a worse year than last year. Like, what do I do with that information? Like, is that a common thing, or is it just all of my pass rushers doing bad? 4-year 56 for Reed. Jair gets a contract, obviously. You know what? I really don't believe we can do better than Lucas. And Lucas hasn't played well. I just don't think we can, especially under 20 mil per year. So I'm going to pay him, and I'm going to pray. I'm going to pay him, and I'm going to pray him. I guess we'll go Elton Jenkins, and we'll keep Jair. Maybe I could have actually kept Tom, but we actually did pretty well in the draft anyway, so it's fine. Let's take a look at Jair. I think a 2-year deal will be fine for him. 2-year 43. Nice. The contracts actually went pretty damn smoothly. $31 million left. Stokes is not a bad 3, but, I mean, I don't need to pay number 3 wide receivers or cornerbacks. We had a really good season, maybe even a bye-week worthy one, as we end up going, if they want to show us. It was good enough for a bye week. We end up going 13-4. The next highest team was 11-6. We got ourselves a first-round bye. Jacobs is running back 1 again when it comes to yards. Didn't change the offensive scheme because, like I said, I felt like year 1 it showed potential. Give it another go, and then year 2 was pretty damn good. And then, of course, here we are with another really good season. Jordan Love threw 8 interceptions, 3 straight seasons, by the way. Let's take a look at these overall numbers. Are they improving? 888, of course, and his passer rating is improving. That's good. Completion percentage is through the roof at 73% completion percentage. Rushing, touchdowns are down, though, but yards, still really good for Jacobs. Romeo Dobbs, 12 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Could be a dev up. Reed was pretty good. Falk was pretty good. Elliott improved. Offensive line, it's not the best, but at the end of the day, we started 3 rookies on the center all the way to the right tackle position. The change to the Buffalo Bills scheme got Rashawn Gary to 11.5 sacks. That's a little more like it. The rest, though, I wish there was more. Interceptions pretty low. Kicking, the rookie, Redmond was pretty good, 82% completion percentage. Whelan, 51.1. Kick return, punt return game, nothing to show for. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. Mahomes wins MVP. The Cowboys win a bunch of other stuff. We win no rookie awards. Falk at number 2. Maybe he should have focused him more. He would have got himself a dev up. But yeah, the Cowboys cleaned up house. But we got the most important thing to clean up, which was the first round bye. Let's take a look at the new story. It's going to be about our bye week, and we need to practice. Oh, he wants to come up with a wrinkle. I've got enough of those already. Relax. Who will be a secret weapon for us in the playoffs? I guess Falk? How do you want to use him? What should we work on? Let's make sure he get his catching, spec catch, deep route. I guess catching, I don't know. He's probably a good deep route guy already because he's fast. Personality will impact how much he gets out this week. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. Do I need to improve his personality somehow? We have 1 week to play this game. Do I need to work on him as a human? I'm not really sure what's going on here. But let's go to the press conference. The storylines have been actually really big one way or the other, up or down. So I think it's worth it, especially in these kind of do or die moments. Oh, God, we said something about last offseason. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what up, punk ass? Okay, I mean, that's my response. Thanks. You called your shot and made the playoffs after not having a plan. The team is a +2 to morale. Wow, so worth it. I'm sure the downgrade wouldn't have been like -20. Here we are, though, in the divisional round against the division rival, Chicago Bears. Both of these teams having a glow-up. Caleb Williams regressed? Question mark? Can they regress? Do I have regressions on? Because Caleb should be an X factor in this class. I might have actually put on regressions, because how else would he be only superstar? Or it's glitch, and he actually is X factor, and it just showed superstar. Either way, 7-3, 14-3, pretty good start. Start the second quarter out. 14-10, the Bears are in it. 21-10, we're looking good. 21-13. Still 21-13. 28-13. 28-16. 35-16. And while this is taking a long time to sim, we have won ourselves the games very easily. This is the furthest we've been. I mean, I don't want to say it, but like, remember when I predicted year 3 Super Bowl win? Romeo Doubs killed it, by the way. I didn't do that because I was going to cheat my way to the top. I genuinely just felt a year 3 win. I really did. Will it happen? I don't know. We might play the Cowboys here and get smoked, but it's looking the most promising it has so far. And to no one's surprise, it actually is the Cowboys we get to play, so could all be for nothing. Here we go. End of the game. We played really well against the Bears, but the Cowboys in Madden are such a different breed. We're already down 14-3. I mean, the defense has kicked it up a little bit in the second quarter, but the offense has done literally nothing. We don't even get the freaking 2-point. I would imagine that's what happened. We failed it. 21-9, looking like we're going to lose this game. The Cowboys are literally like actual steel. 4th and inches, they get it. You got to get the touchdown here. It's taking a long time, but we did get it. 4 minutes left. A stop would give you a chance. And on 3rd and 2, I should have came into that game. 3rd and 1, I mean, the game's literally... I think it actually is physically over. Yeah, it is. It's physically over. Damn, that sucks. The defense came to play, and the offense didn't. Oh, and then they cheese us, bro. There's, like... I get it, right? Because in the maybe the mindset of the Cowboys, no one ever would expect a pass. But what if we just press man, and it works out, instead of our guy just, like, leaving it completely? And he throws a pick. That's the only way they could lose there, is throwing a pick. Running the ball, they literally give us 2 seconds to work with at best. Not that it would have mattered, but yeah, we end up losing to the championship round. Never mind. Year 3 Super Bowl is dead. The offense was terrible, but, once again, we're going against EA's Golden Boys, so what can you really do? Jordan Love was actually pretty good. His completion percentage kind of sucked, but he didn't throw a pick like I kind of thought maybe that's why we lost. Looking at Jacobs, pretty good yards per carry, just didn't have a lot of volume. Receivers, the top 2 were great. Moreland gave up 4 sacks to Micah Parsons. DeMarcus Lawrence killed us as well. We had 0 sacks, not even a half, and they had 7. Yeah, you're going to lose the game most of the time when that's the case. Oh well, going on to year 4. And the Chiefs have ruined any chance to outshine them. They've won another Super Bowl. Let's take a look at DevOps. Did Jordan Love get superstar? He, of course, didn't. Romeo Doubs doesn't go to superstar, and neither, I should say, does Jaden Reed. Defensively, no DevOps there either. We're just stagnant. And, of course, you can see Kenny Clark's now down to an 83 overall. Good enough to probably play as a starter one more season, but yeah, we are going to be looking at DT, especially when you look at our actual team needs. Other than left guard for the future, maybe wide receiver, there's really not... Wait, is Jacobs bad? Okay, he's 90 overall. He's got like 1 or 2 seasons left, it seems. But yeah, it's really not many positions of need. So future-proof DT, future-proof left guard, future-proof corner, future-proof safety, future-proof wide receiver, which technically, once again, since they're all future-proofing, you don't actually need to do them. It's just, if we get them, that's great. All right, here we go. No specific plan again. I'm going to stop doing this one. This one's just stupid. What do you mean there's no plan? We said this last year, whoever the hell you are. Yes, I guarantee we're playoffs, because if we're not, I'm just going to climb into the bathtub with my trusty toaster. Make myself some breakfast. Resignings, 5th-year option for Jordan Morgan, $19 million per year. The problem with that is, if I wanted to resign him, that's probably how much he wants anyways, so why do that? Just pay him the money. You know what? Let's go a little cheap. One year 5? Nice. Eric Stokes is a G. What can I say? He's just a G. Wicks, sorry you're not going to be getting that same deal because we already have our top 3. And then, of course, Valentine, we just obviously got Stokes back, so If Tucker Kraft wasn't so expensive, which in fairness, the tight end contracts are very similar. Like, that's like probably the most realistic contract I've ever seen in Madden. That's exactly probably what he would go for. 75 overall tight end. We see it all the time, 3-year 18s. Yeah, I'm not going to do that though. Preston Smith, great backup, but 1 year 8's a lot as well. We're going to be moving on to the offseason, where we need a new OC and DC. Lovely. Looking at a free agency, Trent McDuffie is there, and he looks insane. Tyreek Hill's there, and he's very expensive. Rashee Rice, also very expensive. Fair for him, at least, because he's got that youth. Kyle Hamilton, future safety's a problem, but I am not paying that much money for a player I'm not even going to start yet. Ronnie Stanley, another guy. Don't need him just yet, so a lot of these guys are just names we're looking at, but not going to spend on. Here we are in the draft, and once again, we talked about having kind of a luxury of not really necessarily needing anyone. If anything, would be future-proofing. Pick 30 is by far the worst pick you can have in the draft. We've talked about it a million times. The main reason for that is because, of course, 30 is the highest draft pick you can get without making the Super Bowl, which is just pure pain. Good was actually one of the safeties I had on my list, so I might even make a play there for good. We also have cornerback Kilgore. We have free safety Long and strong safety Green. So first things first, I think we should go all the way over, since those are all the same kind of position groups, DBs, and see what we're looking at. So we have A man coverage. Don't know the zone, but that's fine because the press looks pretty good. Jackson, he's a cornerback as well. A man coverage, but D zone coverage. And then we don't know enough about good. Long has a C in zone. And then Green, who is a safety, has a B in man coverage. If we're going to be 100% honest, Kilgore is by far the safest choice here. And he's pretty fast. So I'm going to take Bernard Kilgore, who is an A+. Hidden Dev 3 and true talent. I don't know how we're getting so lucky. Like, if I knew a little more about those safeties, that might have been the route I went. And the second round pick we traded apparently was not our own, which is great. We might still go safety, though. Green, it's a little weird. He's got A awareness, though, because he'd be more of a cornerback. But 5'11", I think I'm hesitant. I'm going to take Ramon Green. He is, 20 in true talent, though. And hidden dev, okay, fair enough. DB's aplenty. Our very next pick, though, is going to be in the third round, which, if there's a lineman there, I'm going to take. If not, I'm going to cry. Which there is. We have 3 linemen, actually. I'm not sure who's the best. And I would argue McCullers was our best bet. Very elite speed and great strength as well. Let's take a look at what we got here. He is a B+. Normal dev. He looks great, though. It's just he's normal. And it is the late third round. We could use an edge rusher, a backup at least, because we lost Preston Smith. We might be reaching here, but 4.6 40, B finesse. I'm going to take the chance. He is a C, normal dev. I mean, he's depth. Why not? And unfortunately, late fourth, we have no one remaining, so we're probably just going to be looking for the physical ratings. I ended up trading our high 5th round pick over to the Eagles for a 4th next year. And we have yet another 5th round pick. Where do we get all these draft picks from? Like, I know we had that 2nd round pick, but where's the rest of these coming from? I'll take it. Keep it coming, but still. And the best we could get is a 5th and next year and a 6th the following year from the Seahawks. I don't really need anything this year. So try to get as many draft picks for the future as we might need them coming up, especially with some regressions. All right, finished out the draft with a really terrible quarterback. Quarterback was 77 overall. Green was 74. The center was 72. The pass rusher was a 70, in fairness. Got to move him over. But, yeah, a running back with 91 speed. We did a couple of things. We added a couple of players, but for the most part, nothing crazy there. First rounder is really nice, though. I wasn't going to check his dev because, we're not going to start these guys right away anyway. So, wow, really good man coverage. Whenever their dev shows up, we're not even going to use them. So, finding out the dev changes really nothing anyways. Star dev, he'll be our new number 3 corner, obviously. I brought Stokes back for nothing. Ramon Green, very good man coverage, good hit power. His zone's a little iffy, but he was the best looking safety there, and, he was hidden dev. What kind of dev did we get, though? I can never just get, really lucky. I know the tackle we got was superstar, fair enough, but, just one superstar or X Factor at, a really tough position to develop, that'd be cool. And, of course, McCullers was normal. Here we are entering year 4 now. Jordan Love is now an 89 overall, but he's also 28 years old, so I'm going to need my mans to get to superstar def if he doesn't mind. Looks like he's been very, very close. Just hasn't been able to quite squeak out the superstar dev. Wide receivers, 86 overall. It's kind of seeming like that could be their ceiling now as well. 27 years old for Romeo Doubs. Jaden Reed should be slightly younger, but not by much. Like a year probably. 20, never mind. Everyone's 27 years old. Yeah, it's weird because it's like some of these guys are developing really, really quick. But then you look at when their cutoff point is, and then it just stops to a halt. So if you don't get to that 90 overall by 26, 27, it feels like that's your cutoff point anyways. Linebackers look pretty good. Safeties, especially Bullard, he's got some more time to develop. It's a decent-looking team, 88 overall. It's got to be top 10. I don't think top 5, but top 10. We got a bye week last year. Why can't we do it again? Here we are, $125 million. Josh Jacobs, 29 years old. Probably has 1 year left in him. Rashawn Gary, hopefully at least has 2 more years. Bullard will pay. Morgan, we might pay just because we have all this money, and we're losing so much talent as is that, you got to pay somebody. So I'm thinking Cooper for sure. Jacobs, if we can try to do a 2-year instead. Gary for sure. Bullard for sure. Morgan, possibly. Lloyd, if we have a lot of money left over, nice to have a really good backup. McKinney, I think, is going to be gone, and we're going to start the youthful guy we just got. Clark's gone. Elton Jenkins might be gone. Not as good of a season, but should still be one that nets us a playoff berth. We had to beat the Cowboys to go 11 wins. See if we actually were able to pull that off or not, and we were. We actually beat the Cowboys. We're now 11-6. Jacobs drops to number 3 for yardage, but it's still good. Of course, still rocking that. Wow. Still, to be fair, we did get new OC. Maybe they did change the scheme. I don't know, but we'll take a look. 39 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 3,500 yards. The yards make sense, though. So I think that was still Packers' scheme. Rushing touchdowns are down, yards per carry are down, but it's still a pretty good season. And the receiving numbers are the same. So I think it is still the Packers' scheme. It's just, we stole more touchdowns from the running backs than normal. Edge, I'm pretty disgusted by what I'm seeing here, which is Gary at 6.5. Van Ness at 7 is cool. Humphrey at 7.5. Picks, 3 for Jair, 2 for Quay and Cooper, and 1 for Bullard. Kicking was pretty damn good. Punting was really good again. Take a look at the award wins. Where is, I almost called him Rodgers. I miss him, I guess. Jordan Love at number 5 for MVP. Not bad. Any award wins? Love at number 10 for Offensive Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year, no. Rookie of the Year, no. QB at number 2. Jacobs at number 2. No wide receiver. O-line at 5. D-line not on the list. Linebacker not on the list. DB at 9. And kicker at 2. No bye week this time around. It's going to be against the 9-8 Saints as a 91 overall Green Bay Packers team. Going to the end of the game, we start with 7. The Saints answer back with 3. We get another 7. We get a stop. We get another 7. We do nothing. They do nothing. We do nothing. They get 7. Second half, it's only an 11-point game. Offense is kind of selling. They get 7. That might be enough to win it. Defense holds to 3. And man, just like against the Cowboys, the defense doing really well in the playoffs. Just the offense has been a little inconsistent. Taking a look at the numbers, they got themselves a youngster, Sam Cook. Jordan Love was great. Rushing was terrible. Falk, Dobbs, Reed, all pretty decent stuff. Jordan Morgan got cooked alive, though. Who beat him? Chase Young. Gary at least was good, though. No picks. And Sly missed a kick. To the divisional. Is it going to be the Cowboys? It's the Vikings. Of course, the Vikings are really good anyways. They are a 92 offense. We're an 88 overall. Some of the UI stuff they did, though, was pretty nice, I gotta say. And like I said before, we always crap on EA for like, oh, it's the same game, copy and paste, lol. Get ready for that to be the case for College Football 25. I mean, everyone's loving the game, and I think it's great. Don't get me wrong. But once it's like, a yearly release again, you're going to run out of things to see that are new. It's just how it goes, which is why I'm saying you can't really reinvent the wheel. So, I mean, as long as they're doing what they can to improve anything they can, that's, really where it stands. And honestly, I think a big factor of why people kind of dislike EA games, which I think, a lot of times it's very fair, is the gameplay isn't super great. But at the same time, sports games are really tough to balance. Like, if you actually watch, we're way off the rails here. We're not even talking about the rebuild anymore. If you play FIFA, you'll know things like crossing the ball into the box for headers is busted. Stuff like that can be fixed. Okay, I agree that. Now that needs to go. But as far as Madden goes, there's some stuff that if it worked exactly like it did in real life, the casual player would not play this game. They would need to basically learn every single coverage and how to beat them like they're a real-life coach and quarterback. There's some things that definitely need to be fixed, but there's also some things that people complain about that are just like trivial stuff. Like, it's like, really? You're complaining that the UI is not different enough? It's like, come on, brother. It's like, come on, brother. What can they do? Like, how much do you want them to change, you know? But, of course, looking at Jordan Love, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. And then looking at rushing Jacobs. It's funny because I was complaining earlier about how busted sim stats were, which in fairness can be fixed relatively easy, so I'm not defending that. There's the good and there's the bad, okay? I'm not an EA shill. Although, I will be honest, if they gave me a good paycheck under the table, EA games are perfect. Everyone that's complaining is a liar and are just haters for no reason. Boom, that's my pre-established quote. Imagine. Oh, God. If anyone thought that I was an EA show, wow, the bar is low, because, man, the things I say about this game half the time. Of course, the Cowboys, let's get back into rebuild mode here. We actually have a legit chance to win a Super Bowl, and I'm just yapping. 91 overall versus their 88 overall, but once again, it's the Cowboys. You know what? Before we go into this, let's see who the hell they beat. Like, how are they getting here? Like, I get they're a really good team, but, like, who are they beating? Are they beating them by a lot? Are we about to lose? That's what I want to know. So obviously we beat the Saints. I just gravitated toward that. By 5 to the Eagles. Eagles are a very good team in sim. Oh, God. 49-0 against Seattle, dude. All right. Yeah, everything I said in, like, defense of EA, because I'm seeing the Cowboys dominate again and the Chiefs are always dominating, forget about it. They got to fix the game. It's trash. And believe it or not, it's the Colts in the Super Bowl. They had to beat the Chiefs to get there, and they did it. So far, kind of looking like our last per game against them. Down by 3. This is a manageable situation. Halftime, the defense, once again, they've cooked up. Offense needs to play their part. Up 4. Fourth quarter, we're up by 1. Offense can score they can win the game by just scoring touchdowns every drive. That's how it works most of the time. 28-20. One stop could do it. 3rd and 12. No. 3rd and 8. 4th and 4. No. Dallas is going to do it, and they get the 2 point. 2 minutes left. Come on, offense. Okay, why is the clock going? Like, why are we running the ball so much? We have 3 timeouts. And, they kind of fixed that at least, though. It seems like the clock wasn't running when it should have been. Like, normally, like EA would normally have it, I mean. That was a crazy aggressive catch, by the way. Say I'm only coming in because I want to see the Packers win. I don't care. I'm coming into this game. They had plenty of time, 3 timeouts, and they're just squandering it. Read option, or not a read option, a screen, and nobody's out there blocking. Okay, we got to get 15-20. We got to get 15-20. It's 3rd and 4 as well, so it's got to be gotten on this drive. Can Falk be the hero? That's a tough throw, and it's going to be picked off. They could actually win this game. I threw it a little too low. I released it too late, I think. Well, we're going to overtime. Didn't we lose to them last time in overtime? Oh, God, here we go. About to find out the worst of the worst. Who got the ball? Looks like us. Oh, God, here it is. Oh, nice clutch. There you go. Come on, offense. And they throw a pick. Oh, my God. 4th and 7. We get the stop. A field goal wins it. Let's go. I am genuinely... We threw that pick, and I thought it was all over. Which pick, you wonder? You know, the one I threw or the one Jordan threw on his own? 2 interceptions. One of them was mine. Jordan Love definitely outplayed Dak. Technically, I'd say definitely, but technically, Jacobs was actually pretty damn good. Dobbs clutched up. Falk had some touchdowns. And we beat the Cowboys to now face the Colts in the Super Bowl. If this ain't the year to do it, I mean, what year is it? No, seriously, what year is it? I don't freaking know anymore. Years go by so quick. Time has literally been flying by. Like I said, the Colts, they beat the Chiefs by 10. We beat the Cowboys, though, who are like God tier in sim. And they won 49-0 against the Seahawks. Now, I didn't pay attention at all on these sims who the Colts beat. Did they have a bye week? They didn't. So they beat Jacksonville by 5. They beat the Bengals by 3. Oh, God. And then they beat the Chiefs by 10. Those are some tough teams, especially the last 2. Let's see the dev ups. I'm hoping that we see a dev up from Jordan Love. Right? He deserved one more than ever. Wow. Jordan Love still isn't superstar, man. And then everyone else on defense, no one went up dev there either. That's crazy to me that Jordan Love didn't go to superstar. 39 touchdowns. Man, that is harsh. Like, it's genuinely really harsh. But here we are. They have Justin Simmons, who's an X Factor as well. The Colts, 86 overall, every X Factor in the game. Here we are going to the end of the game. Up by 7, tied up. Defense is holding. Offense, please stop turning the ball over. Down by 3. Come on, down by 10. This sucks. So down by 7, we can deal with that. A field goal. We're up by 3 now. 20 all into the fourth quarter. Up by 7. This is a resilient bunch. A fruit fly just landed literally in my eyeball, and I didn't blink. That is how intense this is. 27. Oh, they missed it, or they went for 2 because they're freaking greedy. Oh no. Oh no. Man, the defense has played well. But I debate, even though I'm ass and I'm so not dependent in this situation, do you not go for this? Do they also literally get rid of all the zigs on those slot receivers? Oh, God. Please. Well, we may have lost us the game. Man, why do I do what I do? I mean, it's 3 yards. Yeah, why didn't I punt it? Why didn't I punt it? 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. Okay, I mean, we're down by 2. If field goal wins it. Maybe this was actually subconsciously my plan all along. It's a pretty damn good plan. It's a pretty damn good plan. Up by 5 with 40 seconds left. And we win the Super Bowl! The first Madden 25 rebuild Super Bowl is going to be as my favorite team, the green and gold Green Bay Packers. It's green and yellow, let's be real. Green and gold Green Bay Packers. There's a Gatorade splash bath from Matt LaFleur. And the Packers have won the Super Bowl over the Colts. Didn't get it in year 3 like I suspected, but year 4 it was. Jordan Love never got to superstar. Okay, thanks for telling us it's Roger Goodell. One-handing the Super Bowl trophy like that, though. God dang, dude. Dunk artist. We win the Super Bowl. Oh, let's go. The Seahawks won. It was a great, wow, okay. That was not a great performance from Jordan Love, but the defense cooked. The offense did have 3 rushing touchdowns. In fairness, Downs killed it. Romeo Doubs killed it for us. Michael Mayer, it could happen that he'd be a free agent because, I mean, why would you pay 2 tight ends? Lucas Van Ness cooked up. Freddie Gooden with a pick. And a Super Bowl dubski. It took us 2 rebuilds. I mean, this is the second of, it's not like it took 2 rebuilds, failed, and then we got a 3rd. But the second rebuild was a success. The first one, I think the Seahawks one was fine. It was great. It's just we got unlucky. But for us to win it all, damn it. I was about to say, for us to win it all, also with the Packers' offensive scheme, though, I mean, this is a proud moment for us. This is nice. Of course, Buffalo defense, but what can you do? West Coast zone run, Green Bay offense. It's a super legit Super Bowl. If there was ever a super legit Super Bowl, this is the super legit one. A lot of times we are kind of forced to change that playbook on offense, but we actually were able to stick it out with the Packers, and you know what? I kind of want to see some regressions as well. I want to see like some of the best players we have on this team would be screwed. Would we be? Still weird numbers, though, especially on the defensive side of the ball for sacks. We had 11.5 season with Gary. Didn't change the scheme from that, and just couldn't do anything close to that since. Looking at the numbers, though, Jordan Love doesn't look to be regressing yet, so it looks like 29 is fine for quarterbacks in-game. I mean, I'm not seeing any drops in overall. Jacobs is a big one, though. How bad is he now? Wow. 30 years old, and he just hit a wall, which makes sense. I get it, but, like, it does seem kind of crazy. I want 30 to be fine, but at running back specifically, it probably is something I wouldn't change. Romeo Doubs, though, let's take a look. 28 years old. Did he regress? He didn't. Feels like Jaden Reed did, though. Am I crazy? 87 overall. Maybe he didn't, actually. Did he? He didn't. Okay. I felt like he was 88 as well, but impressive to win the Super Bowl with this group of receivers as well. There was no one really truly elite, right? Like, you have Jacobs, who obviously now has regressed, but Elliott was actually like one of our best receivers on the entire team. None of the receivers went up to superstar, though. This death by 1,000 cuts, wide receiver committee, we won and died by the committee. We didn't end up getting like one wide receiver one. I'm having a stroke, I think. Wide receiver one, just like in real life, and it worked out to perfection. It was fine. Jordan Morgan, 87 overall, really good pass blocker. We ended up paying that contract a 3 year $64. Didn't flub there. How about that? Stroke averted. And then the two other linemen, I looked at Moreland because he's a superstar, but everyone else not super interested in. Falk never really got a chance to be like a true starter. He's number 3. He gets snaps, but he's obviously not like a 1 or 2. He's okay. 82 overall. Still young, obviously. Dev ups at this wide receiver position don't happen anyway, so it really doesn't matter that he's not wide receiver 1 or 2. McKinney didn't actually regress too hard, considering he's all the way down to a 30-year-old now. Down to 30-year-old. He's regressed to 30 years of age. Trust me, I'm getting there. Then we move on to the strong safety, Javon Buller, the 87 overall rookie. He's still really young. We ended up giving him a 6-year 70, something crazy. Really, really good, though. No speed upgrade, though. No hip power upgrade, but obviously some zone upgrades, some tackle, all that good stuff. And then we, of course, move on to the linebacker group, which actually turned out to be really freaking good. We paid Edrin Cooper a 5-year 75. Byers, obviously the rookie at one point in time, obviously. Very good block shed, 91 block shed. I really thought he was going to be just a stupid pick after I seen that overall, but he actually glowed up quick, and he's still well on his way. Of course, Quay Walker has no coverage ratings, really good block shedding himself. And then we look at the middle linebacker, which features the youngster Edrin Cooper, superstar Dev. No block shed, really, but really good coverage. Could play corner, safety, whatever you wanted him to be honest. Then we move on to the rest of the defenders. Jair Alexander, what's his regression like? Because he's 29, 30 now. 31, actually. Wow. Okay, he's not regressing at all. Corners, EA loves them some corners, man. Between the CPU classes being juiced for corners at all times and corners not really regressing, they love them some corners, let me tell you. They really do. Holloman, obviously, really damn good. His zone coverage isn't even that bad either, 84. And obviously at 6'4", he's a freak. Kenny Clark's all the way down to a 79 overall. Lucas Van Ness, had potential, and he's not a bad overall, and apparently he became a block shed type guy, which is actually kind of cool, but never really played super well. I think his best season was 7 or 7.5 sacks, which I guess isn't really that crazy bad when you look at Rashawn Gary had like 11.5 as his best, and the rest were terrible. Rashawn Gary, though, I mean, let's take a look at it. He didn't regress either, it doesn't seem. Oh, he did in the Super Bowl week. It's kind of weird timing, but let's take a look at his seasons. 6.5, 11.5, 1, and 2.5. I mean, you combine 3 of his seasons together, and they just equal double digits at 10. 3 seasons to reach 10 sacks is ridiculous. All that hype, all the good I said about EA, it's completely gone because of those numbers right there. I forgot everything good I said about them. Of course, Humphrey's unbelievable. 88 block shed, 90 finesse. I didn't even know it was possible to pull this off. Oh, maybe he's wavering because you can see he's a run-stopper archetype. But he's got really good power. This guy's just good. I mean, he's just good. I don't know what to tell you. For a while, he was actually block shed, so his archetype must have reached finesse at some point. But yes, obviously some good, obviously some bad. But the best is that we did, in end, win a freaking Super Bowl. Redmond also didn't go up in any kick power, which is crazy. But we won a Super Bowl. If you guys enjoyed this one, so rebuild, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate getting support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays, and look at Devontae Adams retiring, and I suppose David Bakhtiari at the same time. That's kind of crazy. What team would you like to see next, and would you like to see a challenge rebuild? Obviously, at some point we'll do a 0 overall rebuild, and we have a ton of fantasy draft kind of rebuilds we can do. But let me know in the comment section below what you would like to see next rebuild-wise. Like I said, the unveiling of our brand new main channel franchise team will be a little bit later today, so be on the lookout for that. Maybe 5 p.m. probably, assuming this comes up at 2, I'd imagine. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video,